Let us move on then. This will be game 2, first half of DF versus RKP. We're going to be able to see Tolan here. The name is pretty... I think I remember the name. I think I've seen it before as well. But round 2, round 3 Hunter from DF. We're going to switch out our main... I took like a 6-hour break after that game, by the way. So don't really remember much. But the ban picks here, it seems like we decided to ban Hermit. And with a Hermit ban, the Hunter decided to get rid of Lawyer and Priestess as the first two, which is pretty surprising for me as well. Lawyer banned when they were Opera. I mean, in Hospital it shouldn't be, and if it's Leo's memory, I get it. In Hospital, I don't really get it. I guess I don't really get it, or maybe it's just me that I'm missing out on something. And then of course with a follow-up ban of the Merc and Toy Merchant. Seer here will also be a perma ban alongside with the Wilding Survivor Wise. We're going to be able to see a Psychologist and Puppeteer here with the triple/quadruple hit type characters, and of course the Prospector alongside with First Officer. I feel like we decided to pick this team comp to try and counter Ivy, but instead Opera was left out. But then at the same time, I mean, like, if you're gonna play a team comp like this anyway, why not just why ban Hermit? You know, just why ban Hermit on that side as well, because Psycho counters Hermit, so why ban Hermit? But anyways, aside from that, we're going to be able to see Trumpet Attention alongside with Max Pallet Breaking and Berserker. Alongside with that, we're not going to be able to find anyone. I say right now, what might be the worst case scenario here is you want to go in towards middle to look for someone, but there is no one nearby. You do see Patoa here standing outside trying to give tinnitus, but we did decide to leave instead. We're going to go towards Junha here, who is First Officer, but this is kind of what First Officer wants you to do. Now, unless Tolan decides to go towards the dead corner near the other side of this map right now, it'll be pretty bad for the other survivor, but it seems like we're not going to be doing that. And of course, with a pocket watch utilization right there, it is a bit early, yes, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do right here. And preferably speaking, if First Officer can run towards a little bit more of an open area, it wouldn't be too bad as well. But if we're gonna full chase after the FO here, it might not be the best case scenario as well, as we did manage to get our third activation on that pocket watch, as we do decide to change targets here too. Once again, it will be Patoa who will become next chase. For Prospector! For Prospector, I feel like if you can get a stun, it's not worth it, especially with how fast Opera Singer is. But if you decide to do the push as well, it depends on whether you can actually get a pull out or not, since she's so fast. We're going to be able to get the flywheel baited out here from the Prozzy, and of course with the blink open here as well with no flywheel here remaining. Ooh, that was a nice stun. I thought that would register as a hit, but that was a nice stun. And of course with that stun, since this is Opera at the end of the day, we probably will be able to contain just for a tiny bit longer here. The stun will be minimized as much as possible, as we do vault over the pallet there without any Windows speed boost. Flywheel there on towards the Prospector, as we all do know. And of course the okay, we got to hit right over pallet. I was about to say, if we can put the pallet down, maybe we can contain for even longer 3 cipher machines, but there is a basement nearby, and we will we train basement? We will not train basement. I think it's a little bit of a stretch there to train to basement. 2 struggles already just by walking around 10 meters. We're going to be able to see Psycho nearby as well, but Psycho showing herself this early is not the best choice too from our point of view. We do know that there is a First Officer nearby, but Psychologist here moving already when Prospector has been chaired. That might be the worst mistake of it all, especially with the fact that you might want the First Officer rescue once again, but it seems like the backdoor rescue here coming out, and Tolan is lagging. I don't know if they have tourney server or not, but this looks really bad. Really bad, as we're still waiting around here. Prospector trying to use the emote to bait out, bait it out, or we got the dash over alright, but I guess we did panic that that's gonna be another stun, nice. But then like, okay, missing that dash might have been really bad, but from the Survivor's point of view right here, they are going to be able to see a 4-man endgame, even though I said it was supposed to be a tie. Okay, I have never expected a Prospector to play this riskily. But then also at the same time, Also, at the same time, our friend Opera here didn't really do that good. So we're going to be able to get a hit on normal rescue. Psycho needs to rotate towards 2-story as Prospector needs to go in straight towards runes. He does still have another magnet left here to use, but it wasn't latched on towards the Opera. So Opera will change targets here immediately and look for the Puppeteer and the Psychologist who's on this side of the map. Both characters now having to rotate away here. Now the biggest issue here is if we can get immediate hit onto a Psychologist, it will probably be a tiny bit better, especially with the fact that there's no pilots here nearby. That's going to be Psycho over the window hit. And can we go look for Puppeteer? We're going to teleport over here instead, trying to find someone. But with a gate there being opened as well, this might be really bad for his officer activating his watch. But his pocket watch is... okay, we wanted to teleport back towards Psycho. This might be pretty bad, as Prospector is out. Prospector is a little bit on the outer side. We did deploy another magnet down, but Tolan, are we lagging or are we just panicking? I want to know, are we lagging or are we panicking? I'm really confused right now, as we did not get a hit. We didn't get a turret. Okay, really, the flywheel came out a bit too early than expected, and of course, with that down, you can't rotate around the map that fast, so that will be a 3-man escape here for RKP. Zam, I would say more or less it is the Hunter issue here, but we'll have to see how Game 2 does for DF survivors, whether they can get a 3-man escape here or not. We are now going to be able to move on straight to our second half as RKP Marco here will come out in substitution of Anne. We decided to ban the Mad Eyes here from Survivor's point of view, which I guess maybe this guy's a Mad Eyes main. But of course, with the bans, it will be Priestess, Toy Merchant, followed up by the Psychologist, and of course, First Officer. Perma bans will be Puppeteer and Forward. From the Survivor side, you're going to be able to see Lex playing Lawyer, Van playing Mercenary, Cian on Aeroplanist, and SMS as the Magician here. Overall, you can chase after anyone aside from Magician, since he can forcefully delete you. But even if you do decide to go after Lawyer, you may not actually be able to get a 20 stack early game anyway, since he will start stacking up really soon. Seems like Aretian is going to go straight towards the Aeroplanist here instead, as we do want to utilize our own main body and phantom body in order to lock one certain part of the airway. But with the teleportation in here, a little bit unfortunate from my point of view. 2 reasons. Reason number 1 being the fact that I feel like we could have utilized jetpack way earlier instead of that late, especially with the fact that you can get out of range like with only 16 stacks of fear. And now in this case scenario, we're just going to be able to get around 69 stacks, and of course another revelation stream will be able to bring it home. But it seems like for Marco right here, what we're going to be mainly focused on is chasing up first, and then most likely blinking, and then getting me down. But also at the same time, I feel like in that case scenario, you could have with the moment that aeroplane is hovered right there, you genuinely speaking could have cancelled hover immediately with ETN's revelation. So I feel like on that side, now we're just allowing aeroplanes to contain for even longer. We're going to be able to definitely get a blink out here, as we do want to hide a little bit more. That's going to be a blink open here immediately without any flywheel, without any knee-jerk reflex. Tie turner here and on our arrow, and of course arrow wouldn't be able to survive for any longer, as revelation will be able to take it home. Okay then. We do have Van nearby, who is Mercenary. Mercenary Cypher Machine at around 50%. He has Lawyer, is going to be able to finish his one pretty fast. Now, if the Survivor really wants to bring this back, they have to sell. At best here, I say we go for the tie. You most likely will rescue once, but only rescue once and leave it be. Since as Mercenary, you didn't look for an item for your survivors to pick, and also alongside with that, because you didn't look for an item, not only is Aeroplanist not allowed to pick up an elbow pad or any other item that you bring over, you also need to use elbow pad yourself to actually get in towards the chair to not get double hit. We're going to be able to get a normal hit right there, but we have to vault over the paddish as our we want to hit Merc. I guess hitting Merc is fine. Hitting Merc is fine. We elbow straight towards Ivy. That's not a good look. And of course, that's going to be a double hit down immediately on towards Mercenary, as Cyan doesn't have any more items left. The only good thing about this is, right, it's only good because our aeroplane doesn't have any items left. But if he does have items, it'll be a whole different story here, as we're going to rotate around here immediately, trying to look for another, try not look for another survivor, but for Magician here, who is already on the run. We do see footprints here. Etienne is still pretty fast in this case scenario. I mean, like, Etienne after nerf, her phantoms feel so slow. Her phantoms actually feel so slow as we get 59 stacks here. Okay, 59 might be a little bit harder to play around, but we did force ourselves to go into Ostracon, so then that's going to be immediate hit down, and of course Mercenary immediate rescue there too as well. For Cypher Machine, it does seem really healthy. We're only missing one full Cypher Machine based on the total accumulation. It seems like we're missing just one Cypher Machine and maybe an extra 20%. But aside from that, I feel like we can't go after Merc anymore, especially with the fact that he has elbow pads. So we're going to be able to leech on towards Merc here to lock the Cypher Machine. And of course there is another Lawyer nearby. Lawyer coming in for rescue isn't a bad idea. We're going to be able to get 60 stacks. But once again, because this is a Lawyer, we could get Revelation here since it's not in cooldown. We're not using is Revelation is cooldown for Etienne? It is not. Okay, so that's gonna be a normal hit down, and most likely we're going to be. We don't have Mischievous here though. The thing is, if we have Mischievous, we would know where Aeroplane is 24/7, and I think we kind of are just trying to spot out where he is right now, as he does rotate straight towards Shack. If we can't find him, great. But I guess for Ivy here on Etienne 7.44 meters movement speed per second. We're going to be barely able to dodge Etienne there as the aeroplanes, but with the land Cypher Machine there as well, might be a little bit harder to play around. We're going to be able to see aeroplane is here, thankfully, and with the aeroplane is being nearby, we're going to teleport over straight here immediately, and that's still 58 stacks once again. I guess from a survivor's point of view right here, they're not lagging. Their tourney server isn't lagging, and it's just a stream issue. So that's not too bad then. If that's the case, we're going to be able to get a pickup here immediately, as Van did decide to get rid of the Ostracon, but you're still missing one full Cypher Machine. Let's see. Distribution wise, it seems like the Cypher Machine are pretty spread out. You have one at Birdcage, one at Shack, and another one in between, but they are pretty far away from each other, so it's not too bad. We're going to be able to get the teleport in here immediately, and I don't think we'll be going after Mercenary anymore. We're going to blink open. Okay, blinked open, but there is still another Lawyer on the other side. We're going to change targets here once again, so we're going to try and do as much map control here as possible. But a slight issue with map controlling is there's two Cypher Machine currently being decoded. If you don't finish this one soon, the other one could be done pretty fast. So, oh, Lawyer on 62 stacks. Wait a second. That's a bit faster than I thought it would be. We didn't get Revelation Scream there on Lawyer just yet, but he is slowly but surely stacking up just a tiny bit more. Lex, we're trying to play around here just for a little bit longer. We're still trying to play around here for a little bit longer. We do have one Cypher Machine at 77% near in between the two Cypher Machines, the Cypher at the very middle, I guess. And of course, with that in mind, it seems like a Mercenary Cypher Machine will be the one decoded instead. Well, now then, there is still 94 seconds left on towards blink. But 94 seconds is more than enough to prime the Cypher Machine. But I guess the issue now is it's Lawyer without borrowed time. Yeah, it's Lawyer without borrowed time. This might hurt quite a lot for the survivors. We might be able to get a 3-man elimination here for RKB. We actually might be able to get a 3-man elimination here. I mean, like, for Marco, tie game is what he needs, and he can definitely secure it. But can we get maybe a 3-man or 4-man elimination similar to game 1, just to bring back the points and put us at a little bit of a vantage point? Because if we don't, then that means for the next game, we cannot tie, we can only win from both sides. It seems like Mercy will be nearby. We're going to be able to get a hit on towards Lawyer, but we can't pop the Cypher. You cannot pop the Cypher Machine there. You can't. I don't think you can. Can you? Can you? I don't think you can pop the Cypher Machine there. Okay, never mind. You can. Okay, Lawyer was second chair. I forgot. Lawyer was second chair. I'm dumb. Sorry. That was me. We're on the other side of the map right here, but it seems like no one's near the X gate just yet. As Mercenary will be going down pretty soon here as well, as we do see there is someone else at 2-story, but with someone else at 2-story right here, we're using Etienne to spot out where the other survivor is. We do manage to find them. But it seems like we're going to be more or less prioritizing on sharing the Merc because we can just teleport immediately towards. We can teleport over and then blink down the Magician. that's what we can do, as we do find out where Magician is here as well. We're going to be very close to nearby. We didn't get a revelation screen. But for Magician here, he should just stay next towards the window, because the Ostracon will spawn down below. And that will be the best case scenario here, especially for Magician trying to one-man escape. Meanwhile, Mercenary is still on the ground. I'm going to be able to get a screen. I'm going to be able to get a teleportation over, but once again, it is going to be countered immediately by a wand. With that in mind, you can't really use your blink in this case scenario. What you have to do is try to catch up towards the Magician as soon as you can, and just to get him down. It's not hard for Ivy to get a 4-man elimination now. Yeah, it's not too hard for Ivy to get a 4-man elimination now, especially after that teleport too. But right now we did manage to get 100 stack on Revelation, but Mercy is crawling away. Was Mercenary healing? Is going to be my main question right now. Mercy just needs to stay on the ground and bleed as much as possible, as we're going to speed up this game since everyone will get bored. SMS still on the containment here. We're going to be able to get the wand utilized, and we're just running away. Mercenary on the other side right there. We decide not to vault. Okay. And now we're just waiting. Okay, we're gonna speed things up. That's gonna be Magician down. Mercenary will be headed down, and that's gonna be a 4-man elimination. Let's congratulate RKB here for winning against DF for game 2. Damn. That's gonna be an 8-1 though for RKB, so they have a huge point lead compared to DF. Next game, we're gonna have to see how they bring it back.